What if I told you that every failure you blamed on bad luck, every heartbreak you thought was fate, every opportunity you believed you missed, was actually shaped by a hidden part of your own mind? A force so powerful it can bend your reality without your permission. Dr. Joseph Murphy exposed this unsettling truth in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, a book so transformative it continues to challenge the limits of human potential decades later. And once you hear what he discovered, you may never see your life the same way again. There is a moment in every person's life, quiet, fleeting, and almost invisible, when something inside whispers that life was meant to be more fulfilling, more powerful, more magical. Most people ignore this whisper, convincing themselves that the world outside determines who they become. But a few, a very rare few, stop long enough to wonder, what if the real power has always been hidden within? Today, I invite you to step into that tiny, invisible doorway inside your mind, the one most people walk past without ever noticing. And I want you to listen, carefully. Because what I'm about to tell you is not a motivational slogan. It's not a comforting idea. It's not even a belief. It is a law, one that governs your life, whether you know it or not. The greatest tragedies in life don't happen because people lack talent, opportunity, or luck. They happen because people never learn to direct the immense force that lies beneath their conscious awareness. A force that never sleeps, never rests, and never stops shaping your world. Every outcome in your life, every struggle, every triumph, every relationship, every failure, every success was first born in the silent, powerful space of your subconscious mind. But here's the shocking truth, the truth most people never dare to confront. You have been programming your subconscious mind every single day of your life, just not on purpose. Without knowing, you've been planting seeds of doubt, fear, limitation, and scarcity. And your subconscious, faithful and obedient, has been taking each of those seeds and turning them into the reality you now call your life. Imagine, just for a moment, that the life you're living right now is not a random accident. Imagine that the job you have, the relationships you attract, the money you make, the opportunities you receive, or the ones you never seem to get are not coincidences. They are manifestations of the beliefs you've repeated to yourself long enough for your subconscious mind to accept as truth. If that thought scares you, good. It should. Because it means one thing. You are far more powerful than you ever imagined. Dr. Joseph Murphy once wrote that the subconscious mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it, roses or poison ivy, will grow. It does not judge, it does not question, it does not analyze, it only obeys. This is the most liberating and the most terrifying truth of your existence. Picture this. Your conscious mind is like a fragile boat on the surface of the ocean. It sees only what is above the water, waves, storms, winds, but your subconscious mind is the entire ocean underneath. Deep, mysterious, ancient, and unimaginably powerful. What you see in your life is just the surface. What you believe is the force below it, shaping every wave, every current, every storm. And here is the secret almost nobody tells you. If the ocean beneath you changes, the entire direction of your life changes with it. For years, people have tried to transform their lives by controlling the surface, changing habits, learning new skills, reading books, listening to motivational speeches. And those things help, yes, but they are surface-level solutions for problems rooted deep in the subconscious. It's like trying to change the shape of a tree by trimming its leaves instead of nurturing its roots. Your subconscious mind is the root, the origin, the beginning of everything. But the question that haunts millions is this: if the subconscious mind is so powerful, why do so many people struggle? Why do some fight for years and still feel stuck in the same patterns of fear, self-doubt, procrastination, toxic relationships, financial scarcity, health problems, or the feeling of being not enough? The answer is painful, because no one ever taught us how to wield this power. We were never taught how to think. We were taught how to remember, how to calculate, how to follow instructions, but never how to command the invisible force that controls 90% of our thoughts, actions, and emotional responses. The greatest power in the world sits inside us, unused. And here's the irony. Every person senses this power at some level. That's why you've had moments of intuition so strong they shocked you. Moments when you felt something was going to happen before it did. Moments when you instantly disliked someone without knowing why. Moments when your creativity flowed effortlessly, as if someone else whispered the ideas into your mind. Moments when your instincts guided you with perfect precision. Those moments were not coincidences. They were glimpses of the hidden engine that drives your life. The subconscious mind is not mystical. It is mechanical, predictable, programmable. And once you learn the mechanism, you unlock the closest thing to real-world magic. Let's begin with a truth that will change the way you see your life forever. Your subconscious mind is always listening. Every thought you repeat, every fear you replay, every memory you revisit, every word you mutter about yourself, every emotion you cling to. Your subconscious records all of it without judgment and turns it into your automatic behavior. This is why people repeat the same mistakes. They are not cursed. They are programmed. This is why people sabotage relationships, opportunities, or success. They are not unlucky. They are conditioned. This is why people stay in their comfort zone even when they are miserable. They are not weak. They are wired. Your subconscious does not give you what you want. It gives you what you expect. This is where the journey begins. Because if you expect disappointment, you will find it. If you expect rejection, you will attract it. If you expect failure, you will create it. But if you expect abundance, success, love, healing, breakthroughs, your subconscious will move the entire universe inside you to deliver it. And now we arrive at the most important question of all. How do you awaken this inner power intentionally? You begin by understanding the two worlds Dr. Murphy spoke about, the inner world and the outer world. Most people spend their entire lives trying to change the outer world, jobs, cities, partners, circumstances, but nothing changes permanently until the inner world does. Every war you fight on the outside is a war you've already lost on the inside. Your outer world is a mirror. Your inner world is the source. If your thoughts are chaotic, your life becomes chaotic. If your mind is full of doubt, your path becomes uncertain. But the moment your inner world becomes clear, aligned, confident, and focused, your outer world rearranges itself with almost unbelievable speed. When you change inside, life cannot help but change outside. This is why the most powerful transformation happens in silence, in the last moments before sleep, in the first seconds after waking. These are the windows where the conscious mind relaxes and the subconscious becomes fully absorbent. These are the moments when your beliefs can be rewritten, but we will go deeper into that technique later. For now, I want to hold your attention on a truth so profound it almost feels mysterious. The subconscious mind does not understand logic. It understands images, emotions, repetition, ritual. It speaks the language of imagination, the same imagination you used freely as a child before the world taught you to stop dreaming. Your subconscious mind is the child inside you that never grew up, and that child is powerful. That child can rebuild your life. That child can heal your body. That child can erase trauma. That child can construct a destiny no one in your family has ever achieved before. That child can break generational patterns. That child can attract the love, wealth, freedom, and peace you always wanted, but only if you learn to speak its language. So the real question becomes, are you willing to learn? Are you willing to break the mental routines that have kept you in the same emotional loop for years? Are you willing to finally stop fighting life with exhaustion and instead begin shaping it with intention? Because this is where the transformation starts. Not with motivation, not with discipline, not with goals. It starts with awakening the part of you that has been asleep, forgotten, or ignored. The part of you that knows you are capable of more. The part of you that has always felt restless because it senses your potential. The part of you that refuses to settle. Awakening the subconscious mind is not an idea, it is a calling. If you have felt lost, hopeless, confused, or stuck, this is your reminder that nothing in your life is fixed. Nothing is final. You can begin rewriting your story tonight. You can rewire your beliefs in days. You can shift your emotional patterns in weeks. And you can reinvent your entire identity in months. The subconscious mind does not care about your past. It cares about what you impress upon it today. And today, you begin. Before we continue deeper into the mechanics of transformation, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Your support motivates us to keep creating videos that help people unlock their highest potential. If this message is resonating with you, even just a little, hit the subscribe button now so you never miss the next chapters of this journey. And now, a question for you. Think about it carefully. If your subconscious mind truly creates your reality, which belief do you think is shaping your life the most right now? A, life is working against me. B, life is responding to me. Comment A or B below. Your answer reveals far more about your inner world than you may realize. To master the subconscious mind is to enter a realm where your thoughts no longer drift aimlessly, where your emotions no longer control you, and where your destiny is no longer shaped by accident or habit. It is the moment you cross the threshold between living life reactively and intentionally designing each part of it. But mastery requires something deeper than awareness. It demands precision. It demands a change in the way you think, perceive, and interact with the world around you. And above all, it demands an understanding of how your subconscious receives, interprets, and fulfills the messages you imprint upon it. When Dr. Joseph Murphy wrote that the subconscious mind is the seat of habit, he was revealing something far more profound than most people realize. The subconscious does not respond to what you want. It responds to what feels familiar. This single truth is the reason why people cling to patterns that hurt them, relationships that drain them, beliefs that limit them, and emotional reactions that sabotage their lives. Familiarity, not happiness, not growth, not success, is what the subconscious mind prioritizes. The job of mastery is to make greatness familiar. And this begins with learning how to speak to the subconscious in its own language. Not logic, not force, not willpower, emotion, repetition, imagery, and identity. People repeat affirmations for weeks and complain that nothing changed. But an affirmation is not simply a sentence, it is a frequency, a vibration made of emotion, meaning, and expectation. If you speak an affirmation that contradicts your internal state, the subconscious rejects it. Not because it's impossible, but because it doesn't match your current identity. Identity is the governing force of the subconscious. You cannot affirm your way into a life that contradicts who you believe you are. That is why mastering the subconscious is not about saying new things. It is about becoming someone new. To shift your identity, you must first understand that your subconscious operates as a vast archive of emotional impressions. Every moment of your life, every fear whispered to you as a child, every criticism you absorbed, every disappointment you internalized, every success you celebrated, every mistake you punished yourself for, became encoded into the subconscious as data. And this data has one job: to recreate experiences that match its emotional blueprint. If your subconscious blueprint is filled with disappointment, it generates more. If it is filled with scarcity, it restricts opportunities. If it is filled with fear, it triggers avoidance. But if you rewrite this blueprint with intention, the subconscious shifts from an enemy into your greatest ally. The first step of mastery is learning the art of suggestion. A suggestion is not merely a thought or a phrase. It is a seed planted in the subconscious that, if reinforced, grows into behavior, instinct, intuition, and ultimately reality. But a seed requires soil, and the soil of the subconscious is emotional intensity. A suggestion without emotion is like trying to plant a seed on concrete. This is why visualization is so powerful. It is not simply seeing, it is feeling. To visualize properly is to experience a future event with enough emotional energy that your subconscious begins to treat it as memory rather than imagination. Memory triggers expectation, and expectation triggers manifestation. The subconscious cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. This is not metaphor, it is neuroscience. When you vividly imagine an event, the same neural pathways activate as if you were living it. And when these pathways fire repeatedly, the brain begins to build new patterns, new behavior loops, and new emotional reactions. Visualization is mental rehearsal. It is training the subconscious in advance for the reality you want to create. Athletes use it, surgeons use it, performers use it, and now you must use it, not as a spiritual technique, but as a scientific one. But visualization alone is not enough. It must be paired with emotional alignment, the second pillar of subconscious mastery. Emotional alignment means that the Emotional tone of your daily life must match the emotional tone of the life you desire. You cannot manifest abundance while carrying the emotional frequency of lack. You cannot attract love while vibrating in insecurity. You cannot achieve greatness while living in fear. To master the subconscious, you must learn to elevate your emotional baseline. This does not mean avoiding negative emotions or pretending to be happy. It means acknowledging emotions without becoming possessed by them. When fear arises, you observe it. When doubt whispers, you question it. When insecurity surfaces, you interrupt it. You become the sculptor of your emotional landscape rather than a prisoner trapped inside it. And once you gain this emotional intelligence, something remarkable happens. Your subconscious becomes more responsive. It becomes pliable. It becomes open to direction. The third pillar of mastery is repetition. Intentional, rhythmic, strategic repetition. You have repeated your limiting beliefs thousands of times. To erase them, you must repeat new beliefs with equal devotion. But repetition alone is not the key. It is the rhythm of repetition. The subconscious absorbs most deeply when the mind is relaxed, receptive, and drifting between states. This is why the moments before sleep and the moments after waking are gateways. During these moments, the conscious mind softens its grip, logic becomes quiet, and the subconscious stands exposed, ready to receive. This is where the method Dr. Murphy emphasized becomes essential, the state of drowsiness, not fully awake, not fully asleep, a liminal space where the subconscious is most permeable. If you introduce your affirmations in this state, not by force, but by gentle emotional suggestion, they sink into the subconscious with enormous power. But mastery also requires understanding the structure of an effective affirmation. A weak affirmation says, "I want to be successful." A powerful affirmation says, "Success feels natural to me." A weak affirmation fights your current reality. A powerful affirmation bypasses resistance. Affirmations must meet 3 criteria. They must be believable enough to bypass the conscious mind. They must be emotionally charged enough to impress the subconscious. They must be repeated consistently enough to become identity. Consistency, emotion, identity. These 3 elements transform words into destiny. Yet even this is not the peak of mastery. The highest level of subconscious command comes through what I call emotional imprinting, the ability to feel in your heart what has not yet happened in your life. When you pair emotion with imagery, you activate the deepest mechanisms of manifestation. But when you pair emotion with imagery and identity, you trigger a complete shift in subconscious programming. This is when miracles begin to happen. This is when ideas appear effortlessly, when intuition sharpens, when coincidences align, when opportunities emerge. When people enter your life seemingly out of nowhere, when your habits change without force, when your fears dissolve, when you wake up one morning and realize you are no longer the same person you were before. This transformation is not accidental. It is engineered. The subconscious mind reshapes your reality from the inside out. It influences your micro-decisions, your instincts, your perceptions. It guides you away from what no longer serves you and toward what aligns with your deepest desires. Mastery means trusting your intuition more than your fears. It means understanding that intuition is not mystical. It is the voice of the subconscious speaking through the language of feeling. But intuition becomes clear only when the subconscious is free of noise. Negative self-talk, unprocessed trauma, old emotional wounds. These distort the voice of the subconscious like static on a radio. To hear clearly, you must cleanse the noise. You must heal the wounds. You must forgive, not for others, but to unburden the subconscious from emotional memories that weigh it down. This brings us to the 4th pillar of mastery, inner purification. People want to manifest wealth while quietly resenting those who have it. They want to manifest love while carrying unhealed heartbreak. They want to manifest confidence while criticizing themselves daily. They want to manifest abundance while believing they don't deserve it. The subconscious rejects contradictions. Purification does not require perfection. It requires honesty. When you identify internal conflict and resolve it with compassion, forgiveness, and understanding, you remove the emotional blocks that have prevented the subconscious from moving freely toward your desires. Then you can begin the 5th pillar, identity merging. This is the process of embodying your future self now, not once the goal is achieved, but before. This is not pretending or acting. This is aligning your behaviors, thoughts, and emotional reactions with the person you intend to become. Each day, you inch closer to that identity until the shift becomes permanent. Once your identity shifts, your reality must follow. It has no choice. Mastering the subconscious mind is not magic, though the results appear magical. It is not supernatural, though it feels otherworldly. It is psychological, emotional, neurological, and profoundly human. It is the marriage between intention and imagination, emotion and repetition, belief and identity. It is reclaiming the steering wheel of your life. And perhaps most importantly, it is the moment you finally understand that nothing in your life changes until you change within. But once you change within, everything changes. Mastery is the bridge between the life you have and the life you want. And once you cross that bridge, the world you once dreamed of begins to assemble itself around you, piece by piece, opportunity by opportunity, miracle by miracle. And this is only the beginning. When you finish a journey like this, one that dives into the secret chambers of the mind, one that forces you to sit face to face with your inner world, it becomes impossible to look at life the same way again. You start to realize that every step you've taken, every opportunity you've missed, every success that has ever found you, and every barrier that stood unmoving before you, all of it was shaped long before you even lifted a finger. It happened in the silent, invisible workshop of your subconscious mind. This is not a poetic metaphor. It is a reality that has been playing out in your life for years, whether you were aware of it or not. And now that you've reached the end of this exploration, you carry something that millions of people live their entire lives without ever discovering. A key that unlocks the life you've been wanting. A key that opens doors you once assumed were locked for others. A key that reminds you that power doesn't live out there in circumstances, luck, timing, or privilege. It lives inside you, waiting for you to recognize it. The greatest lesson you can take from everything you've learned is that change never begins in the external world. It never begins with a new job, a new partner, a new city, a new chance, or even a new year. Change begins inside, in a belief, in a thought, in a quiet decision you make in the privacy of your own mind, long before anyone else sees the evidence. Your subconscious has been silently shaping your story all this time, and now you're finally the author holding the pen. Think back to every example, every story, every technique throughout this journey. The man who walked again after a near-fatal crash, the child who learned to let go of fear, the anxious worker who destroyed his peace with negativity until his body reacted to it. These were not random anecdotes. They were mirrors reflecting humanity's deepest truth, that we become exactly what we repeatedly hold in our inner world. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. This is why nothing changes until you change. Not your environment, not your opportunities, not your relationships, not your destiny. All transformation flows from the inside out. And if this truth feels overwhelming, let it also feel liberating, because it means you don't need to wait for a miracle, a sign, or permission from someone else. You are the miracle. You are the sign. You are the permission. Once you understand the mechanics of the subconscious, the world opens in ways you never imagined. You begin to notice small shifts, tiny coincidences, lucky timing, intuitive nudges, unexpected ideas, a sudden sense of clarity that washes over you at the right moment. These are not accidents. These are the fingerprints of your subconscious responding to your new commands. The question is no longer whether your life can change. The question is, will you allow it to? Because knowing the power of the subconscious is not enough. Reading about it is not enough. Even agreeing with it is not enough. Power unused is power lost. The subconscious responds only to repetition, emotion, imagery, identity, and belief. It responds to the standards you set, not the dreams you entertain. It responds to your discipline, not your intentions. The real transformation happens when you take what you've learned and breathe life into it. When you no longer treat it as information, but integrate it as a daily practice. This means speaking to yourself differently, thinking differently, feeling differently, visualizing differently, choosing differently. And most importantly, believing differently. Because belief is the foundation of the subconscious. Belief is the gateway. Belief is the sculptor that shapes your destiny. Perhaps the most powerful lesson in all of this is the understanding that you are not broken. You never were. You were simply programmed, and programming can be rewritten. Trauma can be reframed. Fear can be unlearned. Limiting beliefs can be replaced. Old emotional wounds can be healed. Your identity can be rebuilt. No matter where you started in life, no matter what patterns you inherited, no matter what mistakes you made, no matter how many years you've carried the same burdens, you can choose differently now. You can create new emotional memories. You can design a new self-image. You can build a new internal world that supports the life you truly want. And once the inner world shifts, the outer world must follow, because the subconscious mind does not negotiate. It obeys. It does not question. It executes. It does not judge. It creates. Give it the right blueprint, and it will carve a new reality with unwavering loyalty. You have this power. And embracing it means leaving behind the belief that life simply happens to you. It means stepping into the truth that life responds to you, your thoughts, your energy, your vision, your identity. It means recognizing that your future is not a matter of fate, but a matter of focus. So ask yourself now, with full honesty, what will you choose to create from this point forward? Will you continue living through old patterns, or will you rise and build a life shaped by intention, clarity, and belief? Will you repeat the fears of yesterday? Or will you finally let your subconscious know that you are ready for more? The world does not change when you shout your desires. The world changes when your subconscious finally believes them. And now, at the end of this journey, you are no longer the same person who began it. You are someone who understands the architecture of your mind, someone who knows how to rewrite the inner script, someone who has seen the evidence of the subconscious at work, someone who is ready to step into a higher version of themselves. You are ready. And if this video awakens something inside you, if it stirred a feeling you haven't felt in years, if it ignited a sense of possibility you thought you'd lost, if it gave you the clarity or courage you needed, then I have one request. Support this channel so we can continue creating life-changing content like this. Hit subscribe, leave a like, and share this video with someone who needs it. Your support is what fuels our motivation every single day. Your presence is what allows this community to grow, and your belief is what inspires us to keep making videos that transform lives. So subscribe now, and together, let's continue awakening the extraordinary power within you, because your new life is waiting and your subconscious is ready.